pitch.
Okay, so this is perfect for me to finish up with my last question. We're hitting Padres. Padres fans are pumped with everything they picked up at the trade deadline, and then you don't even have King for a while. Here comes King this weekend. What about the other side, the Dodgers? Ohtani specifically, what are you seeing from him on the mound this year?
Oh my God. Like he's a guy I can talk about for the next hour and a half if you want me to. But dude, he adds velo. You know, he's throwing 101, topped at 102. His sweeper, I think, has probably got a little less horizontal break, but he's throwing a little harder. His stuff is it's obscene. His slider's been really good. Like just the pure slider, the thing that drops off the table, has been an eye-opener for me because I didn't view that as one of his better pitches just in my head. I haven't looked metrically, but he dominated last game with that. And then also hits 440-foot bombs. Anybody that thinks that dude shouldn't pitch, send him to me because that guy is. Is he not one of the filthiest pitchers in baseball? Is he not one of the best pitchers on that staff? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, maybe whoever's saying that doesn't want the Dodgers to be competitive in October. I mean, it could be a little troll thing. But no, I mean, I've seen it too. It's crazy, you know, and I get it. There's concern. We've had players on our show, right? My buddies Kratz and AJ have at least brought up, how is it going to affect the offense as he gets older, as he gets hurt? It's like, I get all of that. But not if he's pitching like a 1. If he's a 5, okay, and the offense is dipping, okay, you want to make that case, cool. But he's a 1, and he homered the other day when he pitched. So I'm with you, Rob. I don't really see what you're going to do. Now, if he gets hurt in a major injury again, we're going to have this discussion again. But right now, you don't mess with anything, right?
I think people forgot how good a pitcher he is because you cannot tell me he's not one of the best pitchers on that team. I had a projection the other day, just a crazy thought that wouldn't it break baseball if like he closes out the World Series for the Dodgers like he did in the WBC for Team Japan? Like if he did that, what do you do? You just like have to bow down to the guy.
It's funny you mentioned that. That was me in the second half of last year. I'm like, will he do it? Just because he would, right? I mean, the Dodgers eventually shut down the thought process there, but I was like, could he just pop up for, I don't know, the World Series? He was going through his rehab. I'm like, could they snag an inning or two out of him? And then, of course, you're getting the pushback like, oh, well, they're not going to need that. And then Walker Buehler's closing out the World Series. And you're like, no, they would have used a few innings there from Shohei Ohtani, even 80% of Shohei Ohtani. So I'm with you, dude. I hope we see it.
I hope we do too. Like legit, like that would be absolutely amazing. And the Dodgers are fully reloaded now, right? They got Trinan back. They got Glasnow back, Snell back. I mean, that's a scary team.
That was Kershaw against Scherzer. It was Dodgers against Blue Jays, 2 first-place teams. This is a great night. 5-1 Dodgers win, and Kershaw beat Scherzer.
Yeah, and you know what? It was a complete game for the Dodgers. Even though there was some traffic, they turned 3 double plays. They have productive at-bats at the plate. They out-hit the Blue Jays. They pitched well. The bullpen did a solid job. So, really, that's the kind of win that we want and expect, hopefully, in the future.
Try to build on it, right? Because he had the big outburst on Tuesday against the Cardinals. Couldn't double down on that on Wednesday. Trying to gain some momentum here.
Yeah, get some support for Blake Snell tomorrow. You know, he had an outing where he goes up 5 innings, gives up 3, but it's a couple of kind of bleeder home runs in George Steinbrenner Field. And all of a sudden you think this guy's going to be good because he had 8 strikeouts, no walks. Be Blake Snell and get this kind of run support.
All right, Snell for the Dodgers, Bassett for the Blue Jays, 6:10 tomorrow night.
Well, Mookie, things have been looking really good as of late at the plate. So is it fair to say that something's clicked with all that hard work you've been putting in?
Yeah, I think we may be working with a little something now. We'll see. I got to keep on going. I'm just happy I finally get to have a conversation with you. I feel like it's been, it has been a long time. So I'm just happy the boys won.
How rewarding are moments like this? I mean, when you look at the 2-run homer against Scherzer, how big is this moment for you just when it comes to building confidence and looking to get things going at the right time of the season?
You get to a point where you just kind of look to find confidence anywhere. And it's kind of like you look everywhere but within yourself. And so I had to just kind of do some deep diving. Shout out to my wife. My wife is probably the number one person that put confidence in me. So thank you, honey, and happy birthday. But yeah, I mean, it just took some of that and seeing a couple fall and then we should be okay.
So what's it like playing in a game when you've got a pitching matchup of two future Hall of Famers? You're playing behind Clayton Kershaw. You do that often, but with a matchup with him against Max Scherzer, how cool was it to be a part of this game?
I didn't even think of it like that. That's awesome. I mean, like you said, two first ballot Hall of Famers. They're duking it out, and they're almost 40s. So they've been doing it for a long time, and it's just a blessing to get to play the game.
With this win, how important was it just to set the tone in this series? They're the best team in the American League right now, and considering how you guys came off that Cardinal series.
Yeah, we haven't been playing great, but to beat a good team, I mean, they just got 60 hits in a couple of games, and so for Kersh to go up and do what he did, it's great. And at this point, really any win is a big win.
All right, Mookie. Well, I think it's fair to say, welcome back. You had a great game today on both sides of the ball. Congratulations on this one.
Thank you.
This is obviously an exciting matchup with you and Max Scherzer. How much were you thinking about that just coming into this game, just how historic this one really kind of was?
I mean, obviously pitching against Scherzer, you're going to have a battle on your hands. He threw the ball really well tonight. The ball's coming out really well. The guys are saying his fastball still has a lot of jump to it. So, it's not lost on me. I think it's really cool that, Scherzer was the guy right before me to get to 3,000. And I got to play with him, got to compete against him basically our whole careers. I think it is really cool that we got to do this in our first year, and I don't know if it's our last year, but towards the end for sure. So it's been a fun ride to get to watch him and Verlander, and to get to compete against him tonight was a lot of fun. And he's still doing it. I think he's way older than me. He's 41, so he's way older.
It's got you by a few years for sure. But just how you were able to kind of get through this outing, what was the focus for you, and how you were able to get through there relatively quite efficiently, actually?
They swing the bats well. Not a lot of strikeouts, not a lot of walks. They put the ball in play. A lot of singles tonight. Honestly, if I could get lefties out, I would have been in a much better spot. The big swings tonight from the lefties. So, and then honestly, Mookie making that double play in the second kind of really got me going. The second inning could have gotten out of hand there. So, for Mook to make that play, get me out of that, keep my pitch count down, able to get through 6, and then obviously hitting the homer too. It was a big night for Mook, which was awesome to see.
It's obviously really fraternity as it is, but for you, Scherzer, Verlander, does it feel like you guys have been kind of attached for a while for the last couple decades?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I think as we've gotten older, you start to see, other people, maybe retire that we played against a lot. And, Verlander is before Scherzer and I both, so he's been doing it a lot longer than both of us. So, but at the end of the day, it's fun to get to compete against guys like that, and have a lot of respect for both those guys. And it's always fun to see, what they're doing across the league, getting to see how they're competing, how they're doing, and, fun to come out on top tonight for sure.
You knew this matchup was going to be exciting, intense, all of the things. Just kind of how would you describe what you saw with Max Scherzer as well as Clayton Kershaw?
It was good. It was great. I thought the energy tonight was fantastic. Obviously, we had Kobe's bobblehead night, so you can kind of feel the energy tonight. Max had really good stuff. I thought Max threw the baseball really well. The fastball played up, making pitches. Obviously, Mookie put a really good swing on the ball, hit a homer. But Clayton, I thought, that first inning clean, and then the second inning, I thought that double play from Mookie was huge. I thought that kind of flipped the game as far as the momentum. And then just tonight, I thought Clayton got strike one, is what he does. Defensively, Mookie looked really good out there, and then Freeland made that play, going over his head was fantastic. And we just made plays defensively. Clayton was in sync, and I thought he got better as the game went on, and, got us through 6 innings, which was huge.
The last few weeks you've talked about just Mookie's at-bats and kind of feeling like something was starting to get going. Now you look at the last 3 games, the results are there. Does it feel like something is really kind of clicking for him right now that feels sustainable, just kind of moving forward for him?
I do. I think that, obviously there's a mechanical piece that is real, that he feels something. But I think from my vantage point, I just think there's a lot more confidence, conviction in the swings. When the ball's in the hitting zone, he's squaring it up. And, we feed off of Mookie and the energy that he provides for our ball club. And you can feel it in the dugout.
Mookie's just
his season's over. He's thinking about like just the day to day of it. Is there something that's freeing for, especially for a guy who struggled for so long, so we can think about it that way?
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's a good way to look at it. You know, getting small wins and playing to win each night, contributing, and versus trying to chase a season where you're not kind of, you know, realizing your career numbers, I guess. So I think that is freeing, and that's growth from him and maturity. But I do feel that's the best way to kind of go about the last 2 months of the season. I can. You know, he doesn't. You know, he does a good job of kind of keeping the emotions to himself as far as kind of the reflection type things. But, you know, when guys make big plays or, you know, he's kind of taking it in more and then getting back into doing his job and getting hitters out. But, yeah, I think that, you know, you look at, I don't know if it was 2 years ago, but certainly last year where he wasn't able to be a part of things. And so I think that, you know, this is why he came back, to be a part of a pennant race.
Can't happen.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it was a straight steal. I thought he had a good jump. Alex puts the ball in play, pop up, and you've got to know where the baseball's at. And so right there, he didn't peek in, and he didn't pick up the third base coach, and then obviously he got doubled up. So, you know, Andy's grown a lot as a ball player, but those are things that we got to continue to tighten up and get better at. Yeah, I think with Alex, I'm really impressed with just his overall composure, the heartbeat, just not kind of the game hasn't sped up on him. I think, you know, to take the good at bats, to take good swings, swing at strikes, take balls, and then the defense. You know, we kicked him over to third base when Max was out, and then to kind of hold down third base, and then you move to the other side of the diamond, and, you know, he hasn't missed a beat. And it's nice where a guy like, you know, Rojas or Kike, you know, Freeland, just guys you can trust. They're just baseball players, and it doesn't matter where you put them on the diamond. You know, you trust them.